Hello, everyone, and welcome to AQA's Assessment Reform Week. This is the subject session for PE. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening. We really do appreciate it. Just to introduce myself, my name is Will Anns. I'm part of the subject support team at AQA and the subject lead for PE. Even though this session is pre-recorded, we'll still be asking questions throughout, and it'd be great to gather your thoughts and opinions on some of these key areas. Your feedback is really important to us, and it will directly help shape our position on the future of PE. We're here as part of Assessment Reform Week to talk you through everything you need to know all together in one place. Across this dedicated week, we're going to explore what these changes mean for learners, subjects, and schools. And today we're focusing specifically on subjects, and in this particular session, PE. So far, you would already have seen on Monday that there's been a kick-off webinar looking at reform more generally and what it means for you. Yesterday, you would have seen a video podcast, what reform means for your school. This was a real conversation with school leaders on what really matters now. And today we have our subject-specific webinars with subject-focused updates that will help you answer some of the key questions and what this assessment reform could mean for you in the coming years. Then we've still got more to come for the rest of the week. Tomorrow is all about how we can support you with a look at all the support available to you. And then on Friday, we'll be part of the Festival Education, focusing on getting teachers like you involved in assessment reform with live teacher panels. So let's start by briefly looking at the wider picture of assessment reform. So Ofqual work on the assessment side of things and the DfE work on the subject content side. We sit in between the two, consulting with both. Now, as you may or may not know, the Curriculum and Assessment Review has laid out different changes for different subjects, but generally there are some key themes. For instance, that changes are to be evolutionary, not revolutionary. Lots of things are happening in this space, and it may seem quiet, but it's not. We're on it. We're engaging with DfE on drafts to ensure they support good assessment and good teaching and learning. We've also begun engagement of Ofqual on assessment arrangements, and again are reflecting your feedback about what does and doesn't work well in current qualifications. What hasn't been confirmed yet is the timing of consultations and which subjects will sit within each phase of reform. We're continuing to engage closely and we'll keep you updated as soon as possible. Having a look at the timeline for reform, we can let you know the general phases as per what's been released. But what we still don't know yet is what subjects fit in each. That being said, we do know that if we're looking at the beginning phase, the consultation on the national curriculum is expected to begin in September of this year, with the final curriculum published in 2027, with the first teach of the new Key Stage 3 curriculum in September 2028. Now, if you're with us, you're probably thinking about Key Stage 4 and 5, so GCSE and A-level. With those two subjects, depending on phasing, the first phase of GCSEs will be first taught in September 2029, the second phase will be taught in September 2030. That then means that the new reform assessments will begin from the summer of 2031, with the second phase in 2032. A-level follow the same pattern, the same subjects will be in each phase once that is released. The first phase of A-levels will be first taught in September 31, and the second phase of A-levels will be taught in September 2032, with the first assessment being sat from 2033. So quite a bit of information to get your head around. I know it all depends largely on the different phases the subject fits in, but we do have an idea of when the first teach for GCSEs will begin and when the first teach of the A-levels will begin. Before we move on to PE specifically, please just take a moment to respond to the quick Slido poll. How much do you currently understand about what assessment reform could mean for you? So with that wider context in mind, let's now bring this into PE specifically and look at what this might mean for GCSE PE. The Curriculum and Assessment Review made two key recommendations for GCSE PE. The first is about clearer content focus. There is a need to more clearly distinguish between compulsory PE and qualification pathways, ensuring GCSE PE has a clear focus on sports science, academic performance, and pathways into further study or careers in the sports industry. Alongside that, there's also a suggestion that the qualification could be renamed, potentially to sports science or sports studies, to better reflect that focus. We'd be really interested to know what your thoughts are on that. The second recommendation is around inclusivity. The Curriculum and Assessment Review has recommended reviewing the current activity list to make sure it's accessible to all students, particularly those with special educational needs. The review highlights that students with special educational needs are currently underrepresented in GCSE PE, and the current activity list may be restricting opportunities. So a key consideration going forward is improving inclusivity while still ensuring assessment can take place effectively within the existing framework. As mentioned at the start of the week, we're keen to hear your views so we can ensure they're reflected in our conversations with the DfE and Ofqual. Through our discussions with you and insights from our teacher panels, we know there are several key themes that matter most to you, and today is an opportunity for you to share your perspectives. One of the key themes from our teacher panels is the importance of assessing the right things without overloading. Teachers have been very clear in their feedback. There is strong support for less content taught in greater depth. One of the main challenges they face is simply curriculum time. With increasing pressures on teaching time, there's a real concern that trying to cover too much content can lead to more superficial understanding rather than secure, meaningful learning. This raises an important consideration for qualification reform. If we want students to develop a deep and lasting understanding of PE, then the focus needs to be on depth, clarity, and coherence. It's essential there is clarity on what is being assessed, why is this important, how will it be assessed. When these are clearly understood, it not only supports attainment, but also helps to build student confidence and engagement with the subject. So when we look ahead to what a reformed GCSE PE might look like, the direction from teachers is clear. A qualification that prioritises quality over quantity. It is important that the assessment feels purposeful and where students and teachers have a clear sense of what success looks like and how to achieve it. So as we consider reform, a key question for you is, would a shift towards less content and greater depth support your teaching? And do you feel this is the right direction for GCSE PE? The second theme is about relevance, making sure the qualification reflects the modern world and feels meaningful to students. Another of the key messages coming through strongly from our teacher panels is the importance of relevance to the modern, real world. Teachers have been clear that they want the curriculum to feel modern, future-facing, and meaningful for students today. If we take the current activity list as an example, it was last reviewed in 2018. That raises an important question for us now. Are the activities reflecting what young people are engaging with in 2026 and beyond? There's an opportunity here to think about how the activity list can evolve while still maintaining the rigour of the qualification to ensure that it works for all students, such as those with disabilities or from different social demographics. What are your thoughts on this? And if you did want to see changes, what would they be? Alongside this, much of the theoretical content has remained broadly unchanged since first teaching in 2016. While many of the foundations may still be as relevant as ever, the world around PE and sport has shifted. For example, technology in sport has rapidly advanced, from performance analysis tools to data-driven coaching and the influence of social media on participation and engagement. Our teacher panel responses have asked whether the qualification should do more to reflect this so that students are developing knowledge and skills that are clearly transferable beyond the classroom. This links closely to another key theme, digital literacy and practical transferable skills. There's a growing sense that students should leave GCSE PE not only understanding concepts, but also able to apply them in modern contexts, whether that's analysing performance, using technology, understanding health and fitness data, or engaging critically with the way sport is presented in the media. More broadly, teachers have emphasised that students need to clearly see the connection between what they're learning and the world around them. This might include areas such as health and well-being, lifestyle choices, or wider societal issues where PE can play a powerful role in preparing students for their future. How do you think the GCSE PE content can reflect the modern world we live in and prepare students best for their futures? Teachers have been clear that assessment accessibility more broadly needs to be a key focus within qualification reforms, making sure assessment is clear, fair, and manageable for a wide range of learners. As highlighted through the curriculum and assessment review, students with special educational needs remain underrepresented in PE qualifications. This prompts an important question for us. Why is that the case, and where are the barriers within the current qualification? We've already touched on the activity list, as well as highlighted in the curriculum and assessment review. This is identified by teachers as a potential barrier. So as part of qualification reform, there is an opportunity to consider what approach could better support inclusivity. Where do you see the main barriers to inclusivity within the current GCSE PE qualification, and how could these be addressed? Prior to the session, we did receive a couple of questions regarding the future of the written element of the NEA. Ofqual has not confirmed what the assessment model will look like for PE, but would welcome any feedback regarding your thoughts on this. Please do use the Slido to share any further questions you may have around qualification reform or specific changes that you think would benefit the qualification. We would love to hear from you. And finally, please complete the closing poll on how clear you now feel about what assessment reform could mean for you. We work with teachers to create every single one of our products. We're already working with many of you on the new qualifications. We'll make it easy for you to contribute to all the updated qualifications and share your thoughts with us. As mentioned, we are running a series of teacher panels where you'll be part of a trusted group that informs and guides the development of our qualifications. We'll share your expertise, answer subject-specific questions, and contribute to the insights that shape our long-term direction. Please use the QR code on this slide to be able to sign up to our teacher panels. There is more coming, including more webinars and more ways to get involved and stay up to date. We'll also provide you with everything you need to make these changes a success for you, your school, and most importantly, your students. Finally, thank you for joining us this evening, and we really do appreciate you giving up your time and providing your input. We hope you have a great evening.